Real quick update on the donkeys back that we're all riding with Joseph and that primed Mary ready to give birth to a nation. And we're going to get into that sin war with Israel that's going on as that great tribulation breaks open in the minor scales and goes to the major scales. And these are those vibrations, those sounds and such that's taking place to tell those of what's coming. And Adonia defines as the Lord, and you are all under the second coming of the Lord as his wrath is unwrapped. And Yahya, Ibrahim, Hussein, SinWar, Abraham, the SinWar, okay? With the Netanyahu, the PM is the nighttime, as a thief in the night. The Netanyahu, the Netan is the NY, the New York Tan Man, okay? But heaven is likened unto a net, all right? Cast your net to the right side. These are those things where this image has been given life, the so-called spiritual nation. It's been given life and it's coming into the carnal. And there's been a sad twist of fate on here, but we have a carnal nation per se that represents it, and a spiritual nation that represents it. But unfortunately, the carnal represents one stage, but the spiritual represents the spiritual and the carnal. So this is kind of like a double whammy, okay? So that's where you have the Israel, the Jew nation, the people, the Orthodox Jews, the little hat wearers and all that stuff, okay? Then you have the Judea Christian nation, America, United States of America, okay? One nation under God. God can be whatever to anybody, okay? So, there's couple decks being played here, all right? But this is where the image is given life and the kings put it in the right hand, and these things are going together, and then all of a sudden he has his nation built, okay? But he's the pinnacle. We've gone over this before. It's the cornerstone and the capstone. Satan and Jesus are both the morning star. All right. So, this is where the last church age, Laodicea, is worshiping Amen. Amen. They're saying Amen. That's Amen Ra. That's your light, and that's your begotten Son, and that's the one that Jesus is telling you to come out of, and that's the church that's also made under his name. So that's where, either way, love is hate, hate is love, and this is where this is just a rabbit trail here, but double positive or double negative, those types of things, where death is bad, but life begets life. And in order for us to live, we have to kill, whether that be an animal or a plant. We are all light. We are all living species. So as we are all living species, we are all life. We are all condensed matter. We are all light or whatever, okay? Some eat frogs. Some eat grasshoppers. Some eat cows, some eat dog, some eat monkey brains, some eat this, that, and the other, okay? So, just depends what you grew up eating. There's no right or wrong with these things. But that's where that so-called Baal worship, that lifting up the serpent, becoming hardened in your own heart. Well, there's no other way. There's no other breakfast. There's no other meal. It's where all these reviews and all this, the ray view or whatever, that light view, it's giving you light, but it's also like making you think you are up on that mountain when you might be missing out on a lot of shit or whatever. You might have somebody commenting, giving 1 star because they don't like the ice there or some stupid shit like that. So, I mean, who's got time to read all the reviews? I mean, there's so much going on. So, parts of the internet are great. Parts of the internet suck. So, either way, he was shooting off hits. Trump making jokes. The Joker delivering those shots, all right, at people. So this is like the flip-flops, and he's wearing that butler suit, that bow tie. So, and then he, with the wise men, I think it was on that show, so the boxer Thomas Hearns, and then he gets into Muhammad Ali, and then George Foreman, Sonny Liston, and he mentions the fight that he was at live and the heart attacks and on that one day and that one night or whatever kind of thing. Couldn't believe it, those types of things. That's kind of all going into what I've said, just them saying it in a little different way, but then that's going to unfold. Okay, so mentions Don King, who is the 92-year-old, and I need to look up his birthday, but he's the 92, which is a mirror flip-flop on the 29, the 62, the 26 on the Netanyahu and the Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, Hill Valley with that burn and the Asheville and those types of things. And then Trump is with Undertaker and Kane. And Kamala is the moon, so that's like him going out and doing the graveyard shift and those things. And then you have Kamala when Trump is doing his bow tie dinner. You have Kamala the moon going with Molly Shannon, and Molly is the name for ecstasy, and then that's the SNL sketch or sketch, whatever you call it. But that's Molly Shannon acting as Mary Catherine Gallagher. Gallagher is that superstar that blasts the watermelon in people's face and stuff. So that would be that 3D or 4D effect in the original time frame back in the 80s. But down by the bay where the elons grow. So that's down there by the Boca Chica Bay and the Elon Musk and all those things. So the Cain and Abel, that's where Trump's coming on one side, okay? He's doing the Cain and he's doing the Abel. He's splitting them off. He did the Bible with the Declaration of Independence and all that shit there, combining the Bell worship and the law and the Bible and Bell and all those things together. And then you also have the Cain and WWF and those types of things setting up. So this is where we've been shown parts of Idiocracy where they're going to seem in and out, but you would have to follow that so-called wrestling side to get to the good part, and then the good part is taking you to the chamois, all right? So so it mentions the superstar Mary Catherine Gallagher. Okay, so the superstar shown, the Mary Catherine Gallagher's there, the Mary for the birth, and I'm having a fart. Shoot. Either way, So this is like a replay on if they wanted to do the election one way and they wanted to postpone a few things, then that's where these kind of puns can come in and do like a seam of reality per se. So we just have to keep our eyes open to see how these things unfold into our matrix. But the whole point is to, as we're riding this donkey's back, we got this movie so-called playing out. We got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles so-called playing out with the Raphael or whatever, with the SinWar and Israel stuff going on. And then that has the NM in it for the New Mexico, and then the Montana and that kind of stuff. And then the NC for the North Carolina. I can see some or what is it? ND or SD or whatever, playing a role to bring in some DC stuff for the NC. So the petrodollar, that's going to send like a shockwave up the middle of America per se with the oil drilling. So they'll hit the Dakotas, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, all those places pretty hard. So and they're not even talking about it. Some of my clients do finance stuff or whatever for other people's money, and they don't even know about the bricks. Can you imagine what is going to be taking place here? Okay, so the three wise men, that was on Outkick. We have Kick, or he was on Kick with Aiden Ross, and now he's on the Outkick. Kicker is an old speaker. I don't know if it's still around, but it was around in the late 90s, and that was like a subwoofer and those types of things, but you had to get those amps to get those popping. Thumping, I should say, the thumping for that Bambi. Let me check here. That should wrap it up. The AI's myth, or whatever, that little dinner thing or whatever. Don't be surprised if that was completely deep fake, those types of things, but that's a whole nother subject. That's kind of just the AI, or the AI wrote all the jokes or whatever kind of thing. But this is where they're merging those two kinds of things together, and that as the dawn goes under, his light shines, and those types of things. So either way, well, it's kind of like the eclipse. When the eclipse comes in, you can actually see the sun's light per se. You just got to have the right devices or whatever kind of thing. You got to be prepared. And it's kind of the same thing here.